Another beautiful day here. Sitting up here. Just drug me a nice log out of the woods. I wish I had recorded that video. It was a good one. It was fun. Big log, about 33 feet long, and the small end is 12, 13 inches in diameter. Hooked it up on my old Ram here. I had to back it in a little tight spot. And, spun old tires a little bit coming out of there, but we got her out, buddy. It was a good time. And then in my step over here, getting in the truck a little bit on a stump. So I love this truck, but man, it's made for fucking luxury and comfort. The motor and everything is made for working. Goddamn, it's got plenty of horsepower and stuff. I forget what it is, 380 some horsepower or something, and 420 foot-pound of torque or something, so power and torque's good. But the goddamn suspension, I need to put some of them damn airbag suspensions under it, I guess. I bought the fucking thing, and I didn't know these new trucks don't have, these new Ram 1500s don't have goddamn leaf springs in them, dude. Or they just have a coil spring, that's it. Or an airbag suspension. You can put an airbag suspension in it, but I bought this damn truck and I put a load of wood in it, and she fucking squatted to the ground. I was like, what the fuck, man? I got to looking and I noticed that shit. That's some goddamn bullshit. I tried to have a dealership. I tried to get them to put airbag suspension in it. They wouldn't do it. I didn't fight and argue with them too much. I should have. But so I guess I'll have to do that. But it sets low to the ground anyways. It's an outdoorsman. And fuck, dude. It don't have no ground clearance. I don't know how the fuck they're going to call it an outdoorsman. I bet it don't have shit. Let's look here, man. Goddamn. Look at that. I don't have 8 inches. I don't have 8 inches of damn clearance. My hand is about, 8.5 inches. So there ain't goddamn 6 inches of clearance on them fucking things. And there's nothing in the bed right now. That's all that's in the bed right now, So there's no weight in it. There's the old log I drug out. She's a pretty nice one. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. I just figured I'd throw that in there. So I just got done doing and getting ready to cut that thing up for wood. I wanted to talk about my journey so far, how I started at my foundation, which is my asshole. And I say that because the fetus in the womb, the first thing it develops is the asshole. Okay, we're all fucking assholes. Alrighty. Some of us own that shit and acknowledge it, and others pretend like they're not. Okay, but everybody is. Everybody's got one. I would say they all stink, but these days that ain't necessarily true. Some people goddamn clean them things up all nice and pretty. So I ain't gonna say pretty. I don't think there's nothing pretty about it, but hey, they clean it up all fucking nice where it ain't stinking at least. So start there, and then that's the foundation, and then you come up into, I'm talking about like chakra points here, spiritual growth and development, the Bible, the process of the Bible, the spiritual process of life, growing and developing, literally life. How a fetus grows and develops in the womb, how children grow up and develop into adults, and then how we as human beings develop into godlike beings. Okay, you go through stages. We call it stages. Really and truly, it's just one steady growth, but it helps to explain everything. In order to explain things so we can understand, you have to break it down in stages. You got to break it down. So it's really just one complete whole process, one complete circle. Or you could call it a straight line, a perfect straight line that never ends. Either one. A perfect circle, if you're running like NASCAR, motherfucker, always making a goddamn left turn, the same circle all the time, but it's different every time as well. So the same but different. And the more you do it, the better you get at it, hopefully. So I started with my foundation. I lost myself. 2.5 years ago, I found God. I completely found myself. Everything inside of me aligned and harmonized, and I hit a peak. I hit the peak, kind of like you're a senior in fucking high school or something. You're at your peak there. You're a big dog. And I found that 2.5 years ago. I found myself and God, and then I lost it. I lost it all, buddy. And when I lost it, it was like I just exploded into a million pieces. Okay, anybody that's ever read the Tao Te Ching, the old book of wisdom that comes from I want to say Buddhism or whatever, but that religion way back in the early, way back at the beginning of that religion and stuff. So that lineage of God, okay. And then you have the Bible. The Tao Te Ching was based before the Bible, kind of in a feminine period of life. And then the Bible comes along, and that's a masculine period of life, okay, which is the natural development of humanity and the children, when children are young, they cling to their mothers. Their mothers nurse them, and then as they grow, there's separation from their mothers. Or, you have to wean a child from the boob and all that other stuff. But then the children grow up and their fathers kind of take over. Or life, if it's in nature, maybe not their fathers, but nature itself, the weather and the environment, God naturally disciplines animals and stuff. That's why they don't grow up acting a fool and being stupid. They learn to be very well civilized, to have very good self-control and discipline of themselves, because if they don't, they'll get hurt. That's very, very dangerous living in nature. So there's a natural masculine authority that is everly present. It's in nature, and it also needs to be in our societies. It's something that we have kind of shoved out of our societies these days, and that's not a good thing at all. That's destroying us. That's hurting us very badly, because we have grown fucking men and women who are supposed to be disciplined and well mannered and act right, but they're still fucking acting like children because they never grew the fuck up, man. They never realized, well, hey, if I need to straighten up, because if I act stupid and dumb and like a fool, I hurt myself and I hurt other people. They never realized that, because nobody was ever allowed to fucking get on to them. Nobody wasn't allowed to bust their ass or discipline them when they done something wrong or anything like that. These days we say that that's wrong. Well, it depends. Not really. There has to be some type of discipline. Now, I'm not going to say you got to bust their ass or get on to them. You have to teach children, one way or another, how to be responsible for their own choices in life. And you have to teach them this when they are children. That's when they learn best. Not when they're goddamn 14, 15, 16 years old. It's too late by then. If a 14-year-old has not learned how to make good decisions and shit, that's why all these goddamn 14-year-old girls running out here goddamn having sex and getting knocked up and stuff at those ages, or dating older guys, or they turn very, very rebellious and make lots and lots of horrible choices. Men do the same thing, but they go in a different direction. They make, I don't know, me personally, I guess I kind of got into addictions and, I don't know, snuck around and started smoking when I was 14 years old. I never could pick up women, so that was out of the question for me. Some men get into that, though. Just bad stuff, though. Make bad choices and just fuck their lives up because they didn't learn as children. I did. I learned pretty well as a child. My dad taught me. I knew I was responsible for my own choices. I actually had a lot of independence as a child, which was, I don't know. So because of that, I felt like I had a right to do what I wanted to do, I guess. So it's delicate. It's a delicate balance. That's a delicate time in anybody's life, anyways. Right there around 14 years old, because that's a new stage, a new level in life. Okay. So anyways, let me get back on topic here and explain my journey from my asshole through my sexual organs, through my stomach, and now into my heart here, getting myself in alignment. All right. My foundation, my innocence, my asshole, your innocence. Okay, that's your foundation. For say if you're meditating, sitting in meditation posture, that's your foundation. That's where you're sitting there. Your sitting bones, as they call it in yoga and stuff. I believe that is my voice. That is my word. It says in the Bible that in the beginning the Word was God. God was the Word. Okay, that is a foundation of a godly man or person. So that's your foundation down there, but it comes all the way up and comes through your mouth. You have to learn to, it runs through your head and then out your mouth. That's kind of where you have to start. And you have to be an asshole about things a lot of times, because when you're pushing your way into this life, when you're trying to establish yourself, become a godlike person, that means you're trying to create a legacy or a lineage. And this life, the nature of life, is to restrict you and hold you back. So if you want it, you actually have to earn it. You got to work for it. Like a seed does not sprout and, the dirt does not pull the seed up through it. The dirt does not separate and open up for the seed to have a free and easy path out of it. The seed has to grow and push its way through the dirt, through the soil, come up into to the sunlight, and then it has to battle the harsh environment of nature. Okay, so it's no different for a human being. If you want to grow and develop and become somebody in life or something, a godly person, you got to be willing to struggle and push your way through. So you're going to have to find your asshole side in order to establish yourself in the beginning. Okay. If you don't, people will just take advantage of you, use you, beat you down. You won't get nowhere. So you got to find that. You got to find your voice, and you really have to be an asshole, partly because in the beginning you don't really know what the fuck you're doing. You know that it's inside of you and it needs to come out, but there's lots of fucking darkness and corruption and bullshit that's in your way that's trying to prevent you from speaking, from finding that truth inside yourself and letting it out. And you're fighting with yourself. The reason you're fighting people outside of you really and truly is because you're fighting with yourself. Those two things are directly attached to one another. Okay, they're they are the same. Whatever you're dealing with outside of you, you're also dealing with inside of you. So do whatever you have to do. Okay. Now, once you find that ability to be an asshole and establish yourself, people will back off. They will back off. And I noticed this. People have backed off from me. 2.5 years ago when I found God, that was my initial awakening. And I knew how to be a fucking asshole, buddy. I'd argue and fuss or debate with anybody about anything. And if it needed to fight, I'd fight. So you got to find that warrior side of yourself, that fighter side of yourself. Everybody has it, and I think everybody needs to be in touch with it. It's important. So then once you get that, then you're going to experience a lot of alone time, because you'll drive people away from you and everything, and people will call you an asshole and this and that and the other, and that's true, and that's okay. It's true, and that's okay. You'll move on up. See, so I moved up from there into recently. Okay, so there's a big process and a small process. I want to talk about my small recent process. I found my innocence. I found my voice again there 2.5 months ago or something. And I didn't have to be as much of an asshole this time, because I already done that before. But I had to find my voice again. I had to find my foundation again. And so I did. I found my voice. I found my word. I started talking again. It was very rough around the edges. Lots of cussing and stuff in me in my early videos. Still cuss, but there's nothing wrong with cussing, but it was very, a lot of it. Okay. A lot of it. So it was coming from my asshole all up, I quit. I walked around my house. I would walk around my house and I exercised my voice literally. Like I would sing or hum, or I say sing, I mean, not like with words, I mean, just noise, whatever it felt like. I would let it out of me. And very deep sounds, low sounds, and high sounds and noises. So, you know, you only want to get a very wide range in there and open yourself up. So I started off doing stuff like that, you know, and just using my voice and opening myself up, talking with people. You got to talk with people. You got to talk with yourself. Okay. Whatever's inside of you, let it out. So then I started posting on Facebook. That's what I first done, is posting on Facebook. And then I've moved up from that to making videos and stuff here. And as I watch myself grow all the time, and it's beautiful. It's incredible. And that's something you have to do. You have to keep a journal. You have to keep a journal or keep some type of log to be able to witness your own growth and development. Okay, you have to do this. I promise you, you do. To at least in the beginning or something, until other people start witnessing you and your own development. Once other people start witnessing you, you don't have to keep up with it yourself, because other people will keep up with it for you. I promise you. I've already seen it happen. They will keep up with it for you, because there's no difference between me and somebody else. If other people are watching me in my life, they're going to come tell me about things that they see. So that's going to be just like me watching myself. There's no difference. Somebody else watching me and then they come tell me about it. That's just like me going back and watching my own video or something, you know. And what's great about it is you get to see yourself from a new perspective. Somebody else brings a new perspective to you. That brings growth and development. Every time I go back and watch my own videos, I notice things that I didn't recognize when I made them. You know, and every time I watch them, I find something new. So I get to see it from a new perspective every time. So I had to quit porn and masturbating and stuff. That was a major challenge for me. I've fought with that for over the last year. Well, all my life, it's been an addiction, but I really, over the last year, finally been able to break away from it. I broke away from it once before. The first time I found God, but that was for a woman. This time I had to do it for myself. So this time I'm having to do everything for myself. I found God the first time because a woman done it for her and me. This time it's all for me. She's not here. So I started a fast. That fast was incredible, but it took me a very long time to get to that point. It took me a very long time of fighting my addiction with porn and masturbating and failing and giving into those damn addictions. I tried multiple times over the last year of quitting that. And every time I would get a little better, I would learn something new about myself, like what I was able to handle, what I could do and be okay, and what I couldn't do, you know, like what were some things that tempted me and led me off, caused me to give in. I learned to recognize evil. So I had to be like an observer of myself and observe my own actions and thoughts and everything. My God, I can't tell you the countless hours and days that I have put into all this. Every single day, every single fucking day. Okay? Every single hour, every single minute has been a lesson of some sort or another. I was either doing good and doing better, or I was giving in to temptation and falling back into sin and bad ways, which is a learning process. So when you do that stuff, you just have to be okay with it, love yourself anyways, and learn from it. You're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. I say fail because it is. You're going to fail, but a failure is okay. Guess what? As long as you keep working and moving forward, it doesn't matter if you fail. As they all say, you fail 99 times, and if you succeed on the 100th time, those 99 failures don't even fucking matter anymore, because you now have succeeded and you are successful. Okay? So that's what it's like, man. It is. And you will, I promise you, if you keep trying, it's not a matter of if you succeed. You will succeed if you don't stop trying. If you stop trying, you're done. You're failed. That's failure. That's real, true failure is when you stop. Okay? Don't stop. Don't fucking stop. You have to keep going. So, fighting that porn, masturbation addiction all year, as well as weed and alcohol and every other fucking addiction too. They all come from the same source, which is evil. The ultimate battle is evil and corruption inside my body, and it all comes from one source that I'm working on purifying and cleansing. Okay, so found my foundation, my word, and everything, and then I went through that sexual stage of getting rid of that, and I talked about in many of my videos a lot of sexual perversion that I carried around with me since I was a kid. So I brought that darkness that was stuck down there, okay, in that area, my sexual chakra. I took that darkness and I brought it out into the open, into the light, purified it with light by exposing it, talking about it, exposing it to the world, to people, for people to be able to see, hear, and a lot of people, that's what you have to do. People are going to judge you. Yes, people are going to judge you. You have to accept that. That's why it's necessary for you to be an asshole. You got to have an asshole side and be able to be in touch with that to defend yourself and keep people from breaking you. You can't be a soft little weak bitch. You got to develop some toughness about you. You have to hold toughness about you. And when you're young in this process, when you're young and growing, you're very, very vulnerable in a physical sense and an outwardly sense, just like a young tree or a baby, very physically vulnerable. But you're genuinely very, very tough in a spiritual sense, okay? So, that's where your attitude maybe has to be hard and tough with people who try to judge you or beat you down or whatever, okay? So I exposed all that perversion and everything and kind of brought that out and open and cleared that up. And what that has done is also your creativity, man. Creativity comes from sexuality. And I've noticed my creativity, my mind and my heart and my creativeness in life is just opening up so much for me, man. I come up with very creative ideas of how to get things done and just how to get things done, how to move through life, okay? Most people are very straight-line fucking thinking and way of doing things because that's how our society is these days. It's evil. It's very evil. So there's a evil side of life and a godly side of life, all right? So you have order and chaos. Most people associate order with God and chaos with evil, but I did that. I used to do that. I say most people. I used to do that, and that's because I didn't have good clarity within myself to be able to distinguish between the two. Both of those things are just an aspect of life. They're kind of like tools. They can be used for good or evil. So evil can use chaos and order as much as God can use chaos and order. And God and evil are, I don't even think there's any difference in between those two, but we have not got that far yet, okay? We've not gotten there yet. We have to go through the process one step at a time and work it and do it the right way. You can't skip ahead. You can't put the fucking roof on a house before you have the foundation built, So the godly side of chaos and evil, or chaos and order, would be, say, structure. Order would be structure. The same structure that exists inside of a tree. The same structure, say, your bone structure and everything that allows you to stand up and support your body. It supports life, okay? So the dark evil side of order is being controlling, ruling, tyrants, all right? The pharaohs in the Bible and stuff, in the land of Egypt, and the goddamn politicians and people that are running this world these days, okay? That is the, there's a lot of damn evil in there. That is a bad evil side of order, you know. So that hasn't happened in a while. Kind of lost track there. But yeah, shit. That was a bad side of order. Let's see. Order and chaos. I was going chaos. The godly side of chaos would be creativity. Okay, and then the evil side of chaos is going to be confusion. So creativity creates beautiful or works of art and stuff like that, and allows for, you know, nature, the trees and the sky, and just beautiful, beautiful, wonderful things. Confusion, you know, and bad confusion is kind of detrimental to life. That's where mistakes happen, and we bump into one another and create friction and destruction. Okay. So that brings me back to sexuality. Your creativity comes from your sexuality, your sexual chakra. Why? Because if a man wants to pick up a woman, he has to be creative. He has to either have money or have talking skills or have some type of skills. He has to know who he is and what he's capable of, and then impress a woman in some way or another. That will cause a man to become creative, in order to have a woman. So, and that was a lot of me. See, I never had much creativity. I wasn't able to develop myself and my skills throughout life because I've always been addicted to porn or masturbating. I didn't need to get creative. I didn't need to develop myself and become a better person, you know, learn how to talk better or dress better or, you know, have a nicer personality or more outgoing personality. I didn't need to do any of that stuff because I could just find some porn and beat off, and there we go. You know, satisfy my sexual craving or desire. I had to stop doing that in order to allow my creativity to build up and be expressed in different manners. Okay. So it comes out through all my words and my appearance. Okay. Literally, I look, honestly, I feel like I'm looking much, much better. As far as just my looks, my outward appearance and stuff. Because I'm not, that's kind of like a nasty habit. That's a habit. That's an addiction. That's a bad thing. And when you have things like that, addictions and stuff, that affects your everything about you, your appearance, your inwardly self as well as your outwardly self. So your outwardly appearance in life is a representation of what all is going on inside of you. So I'm not going to say I never have any temptation for it at all anymore, but for the most part, man, that is pretty well gone. I've nearly cleaned that out of myself. I got control of myself in that area. So my sexual chakra, I have control of myself there now. And as I gained control of myself there, that's when I started my fast also. So this is how this works. Because like I said, there's stages, but really and truly it's just one continuous process, one straight line, or one complete circle. There's no stopping, starting and stopping. You're just moving smoothly through one to the next. So as I was moving as I went through and was moving out of my sexual chakra, I was moving into my stomach chakra, my food chakra or whatever. That's where like your passion at your fire, you get fire in your belly, you know, and that's where a lot of frustration and stuff comes from. You know, people, they get hungry and then they turn into dicks and stuff, you know, they get frustrated. Or women, you know, they're like turn into a fucking bitch. You put a little bit of food in them and goddamn, it just satisfies them right up, right? So that's coming from your asshole. But if your stomach's not satisfied, that'll aggravate your whole system. All of it's connected. All of it's connected. All right. So it's individuals. They're individual stages, individual stuff, but it's all connected. Hey, that's something that's hard to develop an understanding for. It takes a long time to actually develop a true good understanding of that and how that works. Like everything in life is kind of like a yes and a no. It's right and wrong, up and down. Okay, as above, so below. Um, so moving through my stomach, I done a Daniel fast. A fast that comes from Christianity, I guess from the Bible. Maybe I'm not sure. Somewhere in there, Daniel. Maybe it's in the book of Daniel. I don't know. I done that fast, and that was excellent because that was the fast that helped me to actually take control of my porn addiction and get rid of that. Stay away from that. But then also clean out my stomach. So I moved up into my stomach, and I began the journey of cleaning my stomach out. And that was tremendous healing during that process. That's when I started making my videos. Let's see, actually, no, I went and done the sweat lodge. So I done a sweat lodge ceremony, which is a rebirthing ceremony and an opening up process. And that really opened me up, and I made my first video, and that was just before I started my diet. So then I started my diet. So that, I guess that kind of helped opening me up into my stomach and things there, purify my body, sweating stuff out. So I went through this diet, and as I'm going along through this process, man, I'm constantly cleaning myself up and doing better. Things are improving about me. Everything is improving. That's why, if you're watching this video and you haven't watched any of the other ones, go back and watch the other ones, man. If you don't believe me, go back and watch all my videos, and you will see the growth and development that I've been through in the last month. Just in the last month, tremendous growth and development. You'll also see the hours that I've put into stuff. I've got hours worth of videos on YouTube already. Every day I've posted stuff. Not to mention the stuff I posted on Facebook, on TikTok. So talking with people. I'm telling you, this is I never stop working this process. Okay. Just like God. God never takes a break. God doesn't say, oh, okay, well, I'm fucking tired today. I'm just going to let the world fucking do what it wants to do. And I'm just going to go on, let things fall apart. Let the order of everything fall apart. No, God's always there maintaining order. The sun doesn't just stop doing what it's doing. It doesn't stop shining. The world doesn't stop revolving around the sun. If you're a flat earth believer, the sun doesn't stop revolving around the world. It doesn't stop. Okay. God doesn't take a break. No such thing as a break. Life doesn't stop. If life stops, that means death takes over. Okay. So if you want to live and be godly, be a godlike person, be your own God, you can't never stop. I lay in bed at night, and I learned this from an 89-year-old man. He used to lay in bed at night, and he would tell me, he said, man, I was working on that building all night long. And it confused me about what the hell are you talking about working on the building? He's he was thinking all night long. His mind was active. He was active and productive. Your body can rest. You can allow your body to rest while your mind works and is productive. You can sleep and still be productive. That's motherfucking wild, buddy. See, God is, just incredible, buddy. Amazing. And I used to be that way when I connected to God. My whole entire fucking body was alive and awake. My consciousness was always alert and awake. When I was sleeping, my ears were open. I could hear and feel and know my surroundings. Okay. It was, oh boy, incredible, buddy. Mind blowing and just, it excites me. It excites me talking about it because I'm getting back into that, dude. I'm getting back to that. And that is an incredible place to be. You're just filled with love. You're literally engulfed and you're the embodiment of love. and life, energy. So then we got to, all right, we cleaned ourselves up, cleaned my stomach up and everything, and I disciplined my stomach. So this is instilling discipline and order within myself. Okay? Because without order is structure. So without structure, you can't stand. You're not going to stand. You're just going to fall and be a goddamn blob, be chaotic all over the place. And you'll never be able to grow and get where you want to get in life. You literally wouldn't be able. Imagine you didn't have fucking bones in your body. How the fuck you going to get around? What are you going to do? You're just going to lay there. Nothing. You're going to be nothing. You're not going to do shit. So you got to put structure into your spirit, spiritual structure in yourself. Align yourself. This is what the meditation posture is symbolic of. The monks and stuff, they set straight. A solid foundation, a solid structure allows them perfect spiritual balance. Erect. Their body is erect. Okay? Talked about this before. Men, the masculine energy in life, God of the Bible, that everybody accuses of being oppressive and this and that and hard and well, there is that aspect of life. It's somewhere in there, but that's not really the godly aspect. That's the evil aspect. The godly aspect of it is very loving. It's a support structure for life. So, continuing on through the fast. I just finished my fast 2 days ago, and I've been eating. I have been able to eat food, and it doesn't feel like an addiction, man. It is so fucking satisfying. So satisfying. It's wonderful, man. There's still some addiction in there. There's still some corruption and evil. I have not completed my purification process, but the closer you get to the top, I don't want to say the easier it becomes, but it's kind of like easier in one sense, but then harder in another. It's kind of like you're working your way up to the big boss. Okay, so when you're at the bottom, you're fighting thousands and thousands of little demons. There's tons of fucking little shit to deal with. And the closer you get to the top, there's less demons and evil to deal with, but it's more, I guess, becomes harder as it goes, more difficult, I guess. So, but at the same time, you have more power though, because you're growing, your strength is growing, your love is growing. So it's, I don't know if the difficulty really ever changes. I don't know. It does and it doesn't. To explain that is hard to do. So I got off my diet. So that was me leaving my stomach and moving on up into my heart. Now I have noticed this. I've noticed my heart opening up back when I was still in my diet. Okay, because like I said, there's stages. But it's not like you're stuck here in this stage and then suddenly you fucking jump to this stage. No. You're working your way up. Just steadily working your way up, okay? So it's like you're in, you can be in this stage and you're also in this stage. And and really and truly, you're in all stages all the time. You're working all of it all the time. Once you purify out your stomach, that also purifies out all the rest of them. Your sexual energy, it purifies that even more. Because like I said, I still carry a tiny bit of temptation around with me for porn and stuff, but it's very small. It's not like it used to be. But that's because I have not finished purifying the rest of myself out. So it's all connected. Once I complete all of them, purify myself completely, everything will be pure. It won't be there no more. That temptation won't be there at all anywhere. So you have to, and I keep going like this, like a line right here, because that is your center. You have to get your center line. But evil will trap itself. This corruption and this darkness will trap itself all anywhere throughout your body. So you got to learn to move your voice. Like I said, you have to exercise your voice and stuff from high to low and do a wide range of stuff. You got to move your body and shit too, all right? So I'm moving into my heart here, which should be a lot of movement from my body. And I've noticed something come up. Every time I complete a stage, moving to a new stage, it's like I have new pains. I literally get body pains and stuff that come up. And recently, the last 2 days, I think. My neck has been kind of tight or sore or whatever. I had some pain in my neck there. And a little bit in my back. Not bad, but a little bit. Now, let me tell you something here. This is a generational trauma or curse or whatever you want to call it, problem that has been passed down into me. My father had his neck broken in an accident. Him and my stepmother, well, here, let me tell you this. Him and my stepmother got in a bad accident when I was 6 years old. His neck was broke and her back was broke. Now, I don't really remember having many neck problems throughout my life. I've always popped my neck, though. I've always kind of done that. Okay. And I used to get stingers and stuff playing football in high school. So there's been some there. But my back has always hurt. Always. Since I was like a young teenager, my back has bothered me, my lower back and stuff. Till I got connected to God 2.5 years ago and found wholesomeness. When I did not have a single fucking problem in my body, man. Felt amazing in every aspect of me. And as I go through this healing process now, all that stuff eases up. The pain is easing up and I'm feeling much, much better, more wholesome and healthy and healed. But you have to allow yourself to go through those physical issues and problems. You know, you have to accept that they are going to come up. They're going to come up. And you're going to have to love yourself through them. That's how you heal and become wholesome. Face your fears. We're all afraid to get sick, or we're afraid of pain. We're afraid of, I don't know, whatever might fucking happen to us. We're afraid of so much shit. And you have to face that fear and accept whatever comes about. Whatever comes about. I don't know. Pains and sickness and illness and all that stuff, you have to accept it. In order to purify it out of you. So, moving into my heart chakra here. On TikTok, I talked about numbers and everything, stages and growing and developing the process. It's everywhere you look. It's in math, it's in numbers, I can explain it in many, many, many different ways. So your foundation, you can say, is 1. Your innocence is completely wholesome all in itself. Number 1 is a wholesome number all in itself. And it is a foundation of numbers that makes up every single other number. So let's go back into the matrix. 0 and 1 make up all things in life, all things in existence. Okay. 1 being life itself, 0 being nothing at all. You could call it death, but it's not really death. It's just nothing. Nothing. Oh no. So it doesn't even exist. But it does exist. Because if 0 didn't exist, we wouldn't, it's a filler. It's empty, void and empty, but at the same time, it's a filler. It's wholesome in itself too, somehow. So that's 0 is like a woman. You can't fucking understand it. You can never completely understand it. Okay, one is easy. 1 is easy to understand. It's completely wholesome, and we understand why it's wholesome because it's 1. There's one solid whole unit. That's easy, man. That's fucking easy. Like a man, most men are goddamn simple. They're so fucking simple, most women don't understand us. Women are so goddamn complicated, nobody can understand them. Women don't even understand themselves. So, and you got to accept that because that's part of life. It's so simple that most people don't understand. It's just completely wholesome. It is what it is. And most people have trouble grasping a hold of that very basic, simple concept. But then it's also like, that's the masculine side. You trying to rationalize. It's like, oh, it just is what it is. And that's completely rational. Because it just is. Life is life. If life didn't exist, nothing would exist. And who the hell wants that? That would be irrational for nothing to exist if God just never created a life or never created anything or never done anything and we weren't here, well, fuck that, man. Might as well have something, even if there is painful and torturous now and then. It's better to have something than nothing. So, anyways, 1 is the foundation, wholesome number. This is why many people, they're assholes, and that's just the way they stay. They stay assholes throughout their life because they're wholesome that way. They're able to get through life and live the way they want by being an asshole. Usually most people get away from that when they get older. Most people don't go to their deathbed that way, but some do. Some do. So, then you get up into your second stage, your sexual organs. Then you get into your stomach, which is 3rd stage. And then you get into your heart, which is 4th stage. So I said, I'm in one of my videos back towards the end of my diet. No, in the 3rd week of my diet. I said I was going from 3rd to 4th stage. Okay. And I still am. And this happens in multiple different aspects, okay? But it is happening. And then 5th stage will be next. 5th is, I'm not even certain what 5th is. I'm going to have to look it up. I don't know if it's, I think it's your voice. I think it's your throat chakra. And then I think your 6th chakra is your 3rd eye. And then your 7th chakra is your crown. So your crown completely open up, completely purified and opened up to life, to God, everything. Okay, you have reached your pinnacle. That's like your pinnacle, the point of the pyramid, the top of the pyramid. So I hope that video, my God, man, we're going under my heart. Things are just flowing out. So much shit is flowing out. So much wisdom. So much knowledge. It is absolutely beautiful. Okay. It's amazing and incredible. I love it. I'm not fumbling and stumbling all over myself here. I'm able, I can't say that my 3rd eye is completely open. It is opening up slowly as this process goes on, but for the most part, I'm getting to a point where I can feel like I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't have all these words and stuff. I don't have any of that planned out. So this thing is dark when it comes to that. All these words and everything, my conversations, my videos, they're just flowing naturally. Like it's coming out of the dark. It's just coming out of darkness and coming through. And I trust myself with it. Okay. I trust the words that come. I allow them to come up to me. And I trust my heart. So your heart connects to life. It is an energy. It radiates energy outside of, from its center. It radiates out energy, but it also picks up energy. So whatever your heart energy is connected to and reaches out and touches, that kind of sends a signal back to you, and you receive signal from that. So you're I don't want to say swapping energies, but it's like a transmitter and what the fuck's the opposite of a transmitter? A receiver. Transmitter and a receiver. Okay, and it works both ways simultaneously at the same time. So like they talk about, I said this in one of the other videos, 2 people falling in love. Their hearts will often beat in sync with each other when they're truly, really in love. And that's because, their hearts are giving and receiving signal to one another. A horse, animals and stuff, we know. Science proves this now that there's a radius, a field, a diameter that of what a horse's heart will the energy radiates out to. Now, really and truly, I'm going to tell you right now, there is no limited distance that your heart will reach. It reaches forever and always. Okay, there is no such thing as space or distance or time when it comes to love and how far it will reach, or reach out and connect with people and things. No such thing at all. You can love somebody in China and your heart can be directly connected to them right now. Okay, here in the United States. And you can have a direct, strong connection with them, a clear connection with them. It's possible. Okay, most people, they don't have that ability to do that, because that requires a well-disciplined and focused and concentrated heart, or that requires an immaculate amount of love. Okay. So I ain't going to say people don't do that. A lot of people are doing that subconsciously. They're doing it and don't even know about it. But we're starting to see that these days with technology. We can be in America and FaceTime somebody or talk to somebody on the other side of the world, connect with them just like that, as if there was no distance between you, and that's how love works. Love works the same way. Just like I say, everything outside of us is symbolic of what's inside of us. We're hitting a era in life where, technology and stuff is really just blown up. And it's awakened electronics, and that's because we're awakening in here. This is an electric field in here, man. Electricity connects your brain and everything, and we're really, really opening up in here as a humanity. Okay, so we're coming up to a pinnacle in life, to a very, very godlike position, okay, as human beings. And that is beautiful and wonderful, and it's also very, very dangerous. So that's where you got a lot of these tyrants, and evil is also right up there with us. So as we grow and develop here, we're going to have to learn to purify out evil. It's going to have its stand. It's going to have its rule and do what it does, because it's necessary. Evil kind of is, like it says in the Bible, that evil is the sword of God. So evil has its place in life. It teaches people how to clean themselves up, how to act right. Okay. So when something bad happens, we call that evil. But really and truly what that is, it's a lesson that we need to learn from. Okay. It will teach you what not to do. Okay. So, and that's just a necessary part of growing in life and development. That's why I say we need to bring masculine discipline back into our society, but it needs to be in a manner different than what it used to be. It's not the old school busting a child's ass or verbally disciplining them. It needs to be done in a very wise, subtle manner. So spiritually, emotionally and mentally guiding them, instead of telling them how to make the right choices in life and what to do, what's right and what's wrong. You guide them and help them to figure that out for themselves. You teach them to learn on their own. They have to learn on their own to make good choices. So that's a really great video. We're at 52 minutes and 50 seconds. I'm going to get off here. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope y'all love it. I feel like I'm really going to start connecting with people so much better now, because I'm connecting to myself better, my own heart and everything. And my heart is the world. It is the world. As I said in one of my other videos, I had a vision. My fourth time taking LSD, I had this vision where I zoomed out into space and I looked upon the world. And I'm not going to give you all the details, just briefly run through. I zoomed out and I looked upon the world. And then I zoomed out some more, and what I looked upon was the world kind of went into this man. At first, it was like a hologram, of Buddha. The world kind of disappeared into his chest, went into his heart center, his center of his chest. So that was his heart. The world is God's heart. So it says God, for God. God so loved the world that he sent his son, to the world to die. Okay. So God loves the world. That's where your heart and love, that's why those two things are symbolic. They go together. Your heart is where your love comes from, where your love is at. Okay. So I zoomed out and I looked upon that Buddha, that man sitting cross-legged in like meditation posture with the heart in his center. And I just knew at that moment when I was looking down upon myself, I said, that's me. That's me. I know that's me. And the world is my heart. My ex is my world. and my heart. So, my love. So I'm going to start reconnecting with the world here. I'm sure of it. I'm certain of it. It is part of the process. It's how it works, how life works and stuff. I get in connection with my own heart. And in turn I will get in connection with the world, with things and people outside of me. Um, and it's also it's to be entering into a feminine state of being, that compassion, very loving, compassionate um, state of being. I don't know. Okay, understanding, very understanding, and wise. That's why I say wisdom. Wisdom doesn't really. There's wisdom is really in here. Can't really say it comes from here. This is knowledge. Knowledge is here. Wisdom is in here. That's why I'm moving through the dark. You have to learn to move through the dark before you can get into the light. Okay, up here, this thing is the light. It's like you can see clearly once you open your third eye. You see things clearly. You're in the light. Here it's dark. You're in the earth, Mother Earth. But guess what, Mother? It's just like being in a mother's womb. It's maybe dark, but you know what the hell to do in there. You just naturally know what to do. Um, and that's where I'm at. I can just feel it. Just moving and talking freely. Talking freely. And it's working out beautifully. So I love it up here. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is up here on Jeans Mountain Incorporated. It's just Jeans Mountain. Beautiful place. So I love it. I love coming up here. So been a long time since I had a moment of silence. I used to do those in my early videos when I first started because I didn't know what to say a lot of times. And so that's what I had to do. That was kind of my asshole side coming out. I didn't know what to say, so I felt like I'd be like, well, I'm just gonna have to make people wait. They're just gonna have to wait on me until it comes up to me, till words come out or whatever, till I can figure it out. Um, so that's what I learned to do. Now, I enjoy a moment of silence. Silence is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful form of communication that most people do not understand. They're afraid of it. They're afraid of silence because when you're in silence, you have to be with yourself. And most people are afraid of themselves, the darkness and corruption that's inside of them. They don't want to quieten themselves down and face the storm that's going on inside of them. If that's my God, you have to. If you don't, that storm is going to get worse and worse and worse until you have no other fucking choice but to deal with it. I promise you, if you don't learn to settle yourself and quieten yourself and face your demons, they will grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Just like a child who's not receiving proper love and attention and care, it will start acting out and become rebellious, and this rebellious behavior will just grow and get worse and worse and worse the older the child gets. Um, and the child will become very self-destructive and destructive to himself or herself and to others. So you can't ignore your evil. You can't ignore your corruption. You can't ignore the storm that's inside of you. If you do, it will become a devastating storm. I promise you. Um, you don't want that. So you embrace silence. Embrace it. It is a beautiful thing. Very, very beautiful. And I may start doing that again. I like that. I like that. Um, at least now and then, I'll do it here and there. Have a moment of silence. It allows to process things. Like food, you eat and you let it process. You gotta stop. and let it settle. So we're right at an hour here. Right at an hour. I gotta get off here and get this tree cut up. I love y'all. Take care. Be good. We'll see you next time.